it's a challenge. They're going to mount up a stage to prove, and and so like with all this Korah, Moses was putting them to that challenge, and I believe they all the family went. So they got, 27 says, so they got away from around the tents of Korah, Dathan and Abraham, and Abraham came stood out the door of their tents with their wives, their sons, and their little children. And Moses said, by this you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own will. If these men die naturally, like all men, or if they are visited by a common fate of all men, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord creates a new thing and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the pit, then you will understand that these men have rejected the Lord. Now it came to pass, as he finished speaking, this is verse 31, and all these words, that the ground split apart under them, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with their household and all their men with Korah, with all their goods. So they and all those with them went down alive into the pit, and earth closed over them, and they perished from among the assembly. Today we'll say earthquake, a very serious earthquake. Korah, in so many sense, have been swallowed by the earth as a due to the challenge that Moses has put before them, to prove that he is the one who has been picked to do the work and not them. So they are revolted and they are trying to win the people from Moses, who wasn't going to work. So they have to be taken out of there. So Moses is not going to strike anybody. He just put them there. He says, you stand there, I stand here. If you are the one, let God obviously open the earth and swallow me, or you swallow you. So whoever is left, that will be the answer to all this. And it happens that the earth opened under them and they swallowed them. Whoever the truth is, I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm just reading the text. So they had their fair punishment. But the whole idea is when Korah had to act the way he did, as a result of long waiting, and there isn't milk and honey land, they are suffering in the desert. And Canaan is just a distance away. Canaan is just a distance away. And they keep going round the whole distance. If you look at the map at that time, what the wilderness was, that Moses was sending them round, going round, and they never get to Canaan. For what? How many years? They leave the desert for a whole generation to pass, another generation to take over. Before Joshua took them to the land. Then Gideon came again into play. It's not ideally what one expects of it in the full sense. It's a nice story. It has some the sweetness side of about it. Something that you can relate to in life and sort of but it is not the real, true, straightforward deal that you expect from God. Aaron's rod, 17 and 18. It sort of revealed the duties of priests and Levites, how they were supported. But I've ticked 18 and 19 here, which is all the high offerings of the holy things which the children of Israel offer to the Lord, I have given to you and your sons and daughters with you as an ordinance forever. It is a covenant a covenant of salt forever before the Lord, with you and your descendants with you. God revealing his covenant with the people, Israel again, and comparing it to the covenant of salt. Salt is like something that symbolizes the seriousness of the covenant. If you seal it with salt, you have really sealed it. And it has something to do with the duties of a priesthood, the Levites. the role you are supposed to play. Now in 19 it says the purification of the unclean. We go to 20, it says the Indian refugees passage to Israel. And we go to 22, it says Barak. Now Barak is another text we've also talked about. It was also comparison to what we're talking about the idea of today's or the characters of others who by faith they do everything they can to sort of in the terms of greedy and deceptive advices. That's what we compare to something which is false. Use false means to achieve religious high status or social status in life, whichever way the person might find himself. It could be trying to go up the ladder